Too much swing.
That was cheating. That was cheating. No, wait, what is it? No, no.
What? No, I haven't even done the...
I got the blues, but that's probably it.
Don't mess up your shoes because they're white.
All right, Ninjas, looks like we got just about everybody checked in here. Waiting on a couple, but you've had lots of warm-up time, and we want to get this thing going. So, Noah, can you kill the ambient music, please? What? 4 we're missing? All right, everybody, bring it on over, and we'll get this thing started here. Cool. Welcome, everyone, to the adult division for this Action Athletics National Ninja League Season 7 traditional qualifier. Yeah. The National Ninja League rulebook will govern all of the rules of the obstacles, start and finish platforms, and timing of this event. And Ninja Works will be in charge of all the point scoring and timing as well. And Coach Casey will be the man on the buttons for your start and all of your connections. He will be your course judge through the entire event. I think that's it. I'm getting more brief with this with each division. We only got 2 more to go. You guys know the deal. All right. Here's how this is going to go. I'm sure you guys all watched the walkthrough video, and in that I said we reserve the right to make a few changes based on what we've seen throughout the weekend, but all the obstacles are basically the same as what they were. So I'll walk you through them now. You have a chance to ask some questions, and if you have any, certainly bring them to my attention. And hopefully you guys will get a little bit of redemption time at the end. It's kind of a light day today. We do have elites coming in at 4. It's a rather long course. It's a 2:45 time limit. So, you know, you're going to get lots of obstacles today, one way or another. So here we go. First obstacle is the Skewey Steps. You're going to start right here on this platform. Casey's going to ask you something to the effect of, are you ready, or do you have any questions? If you answer in the affirmative or negative to either of those questions, then he will start the buzzer. You'll hear 3, or boop, 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 beep, and off you go. There are 5 steps, 8 inches by 8 inches, slightly padded. These last 2 are askew, as you can see, and this one's taken a little bit of abuse today. And the rope. Skewey Steps is completed when you touch the rope. Everybody gets 1. We only had 1 person manage to not get a single point this whole weekend. But he did it on purpose. He did it so, like, you know, I can't be mad at him for that. And he wasn't mad either. I read his Instagram. But yeah. So you get 1 point for touching the rope. Now, keep in mind, second obstacle, this rotation is on a platter, okay? You can get hung up on this pretty easily if you are not taking the proper technique into it. And I believe it likes to sit right there. So that's where the rope is going to be for everybody, okay? you're going to take this rope all the way over to this platform right here. Here's what I'm telling you about the rope. If stuff goes haywire, doesn't go according to plan right off the bat, don't just hang there like a leaf on a tree and expect it to take you to where you want to go. You got to fight, okay? The only way that you're going to get over to here, if you miss it on the first try, push off that step, push off the wall, push off whatever. I don't care. Just don't push off the mat, okay? Push off of everything to get there, okay? Fight for it. It's not super hard, but it can be a little tricky if you go in with the wrong plan, okay? And for obstacle 2. Any questions about skewy steps or rope? Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. That was actually a pretty good strategy a lot of people had. Grab the rope, go back to the step, and then reset. Okay, anybody else? Yeah, you can push off the windowsill, push off the wall. We're pretty good at fixing drywall around here, so if it happens. We just put posters over it, apparently, is how that happens. Okay, everybody go down this lane right here. I'm going to go over in this lane, and we'll talk about this next obstacle, the aviary. Okay. The aviary is obstacle 3. It's made up of this Stage 4 Designs urethane ring, these 3 Stage 4 Designs birdhouses, and this non-Stage 4 Designs big metal ring. All those obstacles will carry you across this mat bay and have you land on this landing platform here, where we've provided 2 of these cliffhangers to try to keep your feet from going down onto the mat and sliding. It's not exceptionally slippery, but it's also not exceptionally sticky. So it's kind of middle ground-ish. Use your parkour cat grab skills to get yourself right on top here, and don't let your feet touch the mat. Your start-finish platform for this obstacle is here. The plane is here, so once you cross there, you'll have started the next obstacle. Any questions about the aviary? Good. Next after that is Monster Mountain. We have 2 climbing holes down here on the bottom for you to rest your feet on. We have these 2 blue ones up here for your hands. They're not dictated as hands and feet, but that just makes the most sense that you would put your hands and your feet there. And then you can come around to these jug holds on the back, and you can either lache over to this landing platform here or take the high road up to the minion head there, and you will make your way over to this start-finish platform on the back side of this final monster tooth. And that would be the start or the finish platform for Monster Mountain and the start for the next obstacle. Any questions about Monster Mountain? They're all jugs. The black one's probably the most generous one. You can use any of them. Yep. You can use the ledges as well. Those black ledges are in play too. So if you're really campusy, go for it. Any other questions about Monster Mountain? Awesome. Start-finish platform here takes you into the Stage 4 Designs space program. The first disc here, the orbiting disc, does spin, a little bit. It goes fully around, and it's been tripping people up all weekend, so be aware of it. Everything else is on springs. All 3 of these move and rattle and are generally annoying. If you're a little nervous and you get a little knock-kneed, it's going to show it. Your finish platform for this obstacle is up here. Remember that the NNL rules dictate that you break the plane and fully disengage from the obstacle in order to complete. That means we're going to need to see 2 feet up on top of this platform here. Don't try to just hit it real quick and tack and head back that way. You need to get onto the finished platform. Any questions about space program? You can use hands and feet. If you get in a jam, those are the exciting ones to call when, so we'll leave that. Okay? After that, we're heading over to the pizza cutters. We've got 3 Stage 4 Designs pizza cutters. This one is a 7-foot out, I think. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 7 out and 2 up. It probably ends up being a little less, definitely still 2 up, but probably about 6.5 of a lache. They fling you pretty good. They're a lot of fun. On the downslope, it's shorter. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's only a 5 out and 2 down, okay? Still a lot of downforce coming into here, so make sure you keep your grip tight. And this is your finished platform right here. Cross the plane and land there. Don't fall back into the pit. Any questions about that one? They're nice and generous, the holds on that, okay? Cool. Next up, this is just a finished platform. If you overshoot it, no problem. If you hop up here and you hop back down, totally fine. If you touch the L bracket and then hop back down, not fine. You can't reset to the floor. You can reset to here. But as long as you're getting into the obstacle, you're fine, okay? L bracket, and these are the boomerangs. So you guys have probably been watching. The L bracket moves, and then the boomerangs move as well. They're big, heavy. It's a pretty big sloper grip to get on top of them, okay? Similar to a wing nut, but not, because the whole thing moves. So if you have your wing nuts dialed in, you're going to be like, that's a little different, but it'll probably give you a little bit of beta for it, okay? You're going to connect the two boomerangs and then dismount to this platform here, okay? Any question about boomerangs? Good, okay. We're going to head over here to fish market. Start platform for fish market is right here. We are going to set the bar on the second. Oh, geez. How embarrassing. I've lost my bar. There we go. We're going to set the bar. It is a very light bar. We've set it on the second rung here. If you want to move it up, if you find it easier, you can stand on the start platform here and move it up. You may not use the structure to assist you. So like I wouldn't be able to lean out like this and get on my tippy toes and get it way up like that because I'm holding on here, okay? But you can just use the bar and go like this, then you're good to go there, okay? Just want to make sure everybody can reach it. Go bring that dog leash back so it actually sits. Come on, baby. We'll make sure it sits. What's the Paulina trick? Really yank it down? Generally more aggressive than myself. I have a lighter touch. Okay. From here, you're going to send this across to whatever rung you feel comfortable on or you need to get to in order to throw to the frog lips. It's kind of each division we're kicking around a new name for this thing. Smiley face French fry, sure. Touching the horny toads. That's what. That's what Eric called them this morning. Just touching that completes fish market. Okay, but this is a touch point obstacle. Your goal is to complete all the way through. So. You get a point for touching that. It starts the next obstacle, which is the frog pond. So you're going to presumably grab that, grab the bungee to the second one, and then down to the dismount platform here. Okay? Any question about this? No, it's a hands-only obstacle. Okay? No kicking. Good question. Any others? Either one. The only thing you can't use is the yellow tape on the top. That's taped off, so that's off. You can use either mouth. The top is 10 inches. The bottom is 8. They're 1.5 inches wide. You can try to stick your fingers through the holes, but it's probably a bad plan. Okay. You can grab the sides if you want to, Vince. Yeah.
So if you don't make fish market, you don't do this one. You keep going.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. So, and that would bring you over to conveyor belt. Okay. Conveyor belt, oh boy, number 3 of the day. Here we go. Oh, almost. Pitched it. And around and down. Okay? Thank you. All right, conveyor belt, super simple. Listen, it's just to give you a break in your hands and just to kind of generally trip you up so you can't just accelerate through a bunch of like swingy lache obstacles towards the end. I've said this seemingly endlessly this weekend. Don't sleep on it. It's one of those obstacles that you think, it's like, oh man, I'm so close to the end. It's just simple rollers. That's when you get yourself into trouble, okay? Every obstacle can have its pitfalls. So conveyor belt right here. This is your landing platform. You don't have to use all of them. The metal structure part is off. The floor is out, obviously, and this is feet only on this one, feet only. Any questions about that? Yep. Interesting. Let's say soccer rules. Body good, no arms or hands, right? So if you're like on your back like a fish and you're trying to like get, I mean, I'm calling this thing. It's great. That's drama. I love it. Yeah, use your head. Just no hands. That's, think FIFA rules. Okay. All right. Next up is 3-4 defense. For you guys, the ledges, the peg ball graspers, and the tops of these fours are all on. Okay, you can use any of those to get yourself through to this touch point right here, this first UFO. That completes 3-4 defense and starts the next obstacle. These do spin about very quickly, so the more you put into them, the faster they will spin. They will all rest slightly askew. I think that's where that one rests. Yep, right like that. Okay, so they'll be the same for you when you come through. Yeah. This ledge on the 4 right there, everything else is getting you dangerously close to structure. So this guy is fine. Maybe this guy if you think it's going to help you at all. Okay, but that's that. Okay, any questions about 3-4 defense? Cool. After that is Stage 4 space program first contact. We had a successful space program, so now we're over here at first contact. UFOs, 1, 2, 3 of them, small, medium, large. The red is not the landing area. Your landing platform is actually here. This is just sort of a warning area that you're coming in hot. But stick the landing to the top of here, disengage from the obstacle, break the plane, and the next obstacle goes this way. Now, if you're like coming in here and you're like this and falling backwards, you're like, I'm going to the next obstacle. Like, come on. We knew you were going to fall backwards on that. You can try to make a case for it, but if you notice, my feet like never fully broke the plane on that. So it hasn't been close all weekend. That just occurred to me that like as we ramp up to the elite division and you guys are getting a little bit more intense, that could potentially happen. So break the plane, comes this way. But I can't dictate your path to the next obstacle. So once you're clear here, you can run back this way or you can run this way, either way, okay? Or run through there. I don't know. I can't tell you where to go. Okay? Any questions about UFOs? Cool. Final obstacle is the final climb. You're going up the devil steps to the angel step, take it across, hit the buzzer. That's it. Thanks for the clap. I thought you were starting a slow clap. Any questions about the final climb? Cool. If you guys are warmed up, then we'll give it just a couple more minutes to get ready, and then we're off. Yeah. Good?
Am I?
Is everybody?
We're still missing 3.
Thank you. Thank you. They're putting covers on really good.
live
Oh,
stream.
great.
I found that out the hard way.
Is this like all these?
It's been picking up. Yeah. We were just broadcasting. Nothing. We're just a persnickety person like, oh, I got some inside baseball information. No, it's just people talking.
Good to know.
Funniest thing of all time. Oh my god.
We're not level here. Come on. As it tilts, it.
Fool.
Does this look level to you?
Are you gonna make that Rick and Morty joke? That's fine.
I was going to.
That's fine. You're fine.
Like a staff pass to get in here.
Come on in.
Oh,
What's up?
thanks. You're the best.
That's fine.
Does this look level to you?
Level?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one's gonna get it. No one's gonna get it.
I'm sure.
I went.
No.
I went up. It's just, yes.
Does this look level to you?
You need to move a bit
Bro,
this
it's
way.
not. Relax.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks fine. No one's gonna critique.
Because I think as I turn, I think the level changes. Like,
Oh, okay. So
like it's slanted like,
Yeah. Okay.
like.
Oh, you're right. The whole thing.
No, that was because he had.
Oh, that's.
Wait, I think it.
That's.
Just don't know what to line it up with because everything's at.
Yeah, it's weird.
Like, as I turn here, it like dips that way. See what I mean?
So maybe okay. So try to keep it level. I'm assuming that the ground is that I set up the tripod correctly.
I think you did because.
So then, just I guess try to line it up with the wall or something that's straight, like a straight line.
Like the truss or something.
Well, no, it starts with
slider.
the-
All right, Casey, whenever you're ready.
I think I'll keep an eye on it.
Yeah,
It's very subtle.
Yeah, yeah, I know what you're saying.
Oh, actually, there's no
How they work. And now the live stream can hear us, and I am joined by the commentator ninja, Mary.
Hello.
Welcome,
so
welcome.
exciting to be here. Love coming out to Action Athletic Comps, and very excited to hop in the commentator booth today.
This is great. It's nice to have another voice other than just my
Absolutely.
droning on for hours and hours on end and my horrible jokes.
I will hopefully be able to substitute some solid jokes.
Absolutely. First up, we got James Cohen. He's a action staple. Comes to a lot of open gyms throughout the week or whenever he can, working on his game.
Oh, and I don't like what I'm seeing right now. He is stuck in no man's land.
Out of the gate. We warned him about it. You got to stay active. He's got long legs, though.
He might be able to get the reach.
Yep,
Oh,
yep.
okay.
Come
he might
on,
be able
James.
to recover this.
Come
Don't
on,
get too high
James.
on that rope.
Yep. He's got to try to find some way to make it work.
Yeah, you gotta hit it with a lot of power, and then if you miss on the first go, you need to make sure you're putting your feet out and getting back to that last step on the Skewey Steps. But
Absolutely. And what happens is, like, you get stuck in that singular position, and then every time you gain a little bit of momentum, the platter up top flips and then
Yeah.
zaps all your momentum away. Oh, so, well, now that he says he started Ninja about a year ago. I feel like he's been coming to the gym longer than that, but
I wonder if he started competing about a year ago. He's not a ninja I'm super familiar with. I
think this might be his first
usually-
competition.
yeah.
First comp.
First
there you
comp. Wow.
go. Well, the good news is kind of like when I go out and play golf and I really hit a terrible shot off the first tee. I'm like, well, there you go. I got it out of the way.
Yep.
The worst thing that could have happened happened.
Yep.
And
And you
it's
still
only
have 17 more holes after that.
Exactly.
So
It's
there you go.
upside from here. And now he just gets to go out and play on some obstacles.
Have some fun. I'm curious as to the general strategy we'll see the adult division have on the fourth obstacle. I got to work on obstacle names here. What's the fourth
That one's called
obstacle?
Monster Mountain.
Monster Mountain.
That's a nice little foot switch
Oh,
there.
ooh. Happy to see the moon steps are not taking out as many athletes as the last time they were in a competition.
When they were obstacle 1 and everyone touched them, we probably had a 40% fail rate. Yeah, that one hurt a little bit. But I've since pulled my head out of you-know-where and been like, well, every obstacle's important and the ramp up isn't. No,
Yeah.
we've got to give people an opportunity to get better.
I think it's funny how course design has evolved over the last couple of years. I think it went from, okay, I got to get out all of my buddies to, okay, I need to make a good competition and a good
see how this one
experience
out of
so
the
the athletes have a fun time.
Absolutely, and that's the thing. You want competitors to come away from your gym feeling as though, like, they got their money's worth. There's certain
Yeah.
things you can't control. You can't control their performance on any given obstacle. Like in this case,
Absolutely.
James goes down on something like that. You give him 2 or 3 more tries. Of course, he's going to nail it. But that's the
Absolutely.
difficulty with the NNL. You got to first try everything, which is, for a first-time competitor, can be very intimidating. So,
Great work on that. Pete Dillman.
Robosaur
Hello,
chiming in from Colorado.
Peter. How are you?
Wonderful.
Vince Clapper.
Yep. One of my oldest ninja friends.
Oh,
Thanks, Vince,
And
for
the
throwing the
backflip.
backflip. Yep.
before he goes.
I remember, oh my God, me, Vince, and Kavanaugh just like at the old action, on like Friday nights, just building stuff and then testing it, like and with no mats on the floor, and just being like, "Hey man, what do you think about this?" Oh, come on, Vince. You knew he was like.
Oh, man.
I had
Did
it
he
in the
touch
back of my.
did
He touched the rope.
rope?
Yeah, he got the point.
Oh, man.
That's what I think he might have
I-
done that one for George. George,
Wow.
I think it was Westerland yesterday, the
Mm-hmm.
only athlete who didn't get a single point in the
Yeah.
comp. It's one of his kids, and he might have
Wow.
done that in solidarity with George.
Oh, man. Well, hopefully he just shows us what he's got on the rest of the course. Now, an interesting trend that we're seeing, or I think we'll start to see, is some of the athletes that were in the elite division last year bumping down to the adult division.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think it's going to be a good thing. I really think it's going to make the adult division a lot more exciting
Sure.
and a lot more competitive. Last year, kind of, it was if James Burns was there, the comp was going to James Burns.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So-
yeah.
But I know Vince is, in the adult division. I think Jordan Thurston might actually be planning to compete in the adult division this year as well.
Yes,
so
I had heard that rumor as well. Yeah.
Gonna be an interesting season.
Sure.
Oh,
Oh, almost, Vince. Yeah, I think it's a good move. The difficulty of the elite courses, like, for example, before this, when we did the course walkthrough, Carter Smith, who we're going to see running last today, said, "Hey, Coach, now that I've seen this course, I was debating between competing in the adult or the
wow.
elite division." And I said, "Okay, well, what do you think you'll get out of being in the elite division?" And he goes, "Well, I just think it's going to be harder competition."
yeah.
And I said, I don't know if it's necessarily going to be harder competition. I think it's going to be harder obstacles that
Yeah.
have the potential to be outside of your skill set. And he said, well, give me an example. And I said, well, later when the elites run here, their final ascent is vertical limits all the way up the double steps and across. And that's their final obstacle. And
Yep.
he went, yep, I'm going to stay in the adult division because I don't want to do that.
Yeah, vertical limits definitely something I think we're going to see a lot more of this season. It's a skill that's become, I would say, a ninja trend. And so, yeah, that ascent up the double steps, they have those at, I think the first place I ever saw somebody do that was probably out of center court. But very, very popular.
Yeah, that was, if you even go back a little further than that, it was special deliveries, and then it was, lightning bolt type things, little rockers, walking bars.
The special delivery grab off of a salmon ladder, a nice little homage to stage 2 at the World Championships this year.
Yeah, that's why we threw that one in there. It was
Hopefully, New England reps a little bit better.
It's been a ninja killer all weekend. That in any capacity, that obstacle has really taken out. I'll be interested to look through the data when we're all said and done here and see, kind of what we scored as far as where people went down. Next up, we got Heather Petty, 3 seasons in the NNL. She wasn't shown in season 13 of A&W, though she was there.
She was.
She's also earned top tester honors in the past for A&W. Her, I believe it's boyfriend? Not?
Yes.
Yes, not fiance yet,
No.
Potentially. I don't know.
Yes,
Yay!
and she was so nervous about
I could
that
tell. We were doing the
obstacle.
walkthrough. And I've known Heather a long time, and I could tell she was looking at me during that first part when I was explaining how not to get screwed up on the rope. She's like, okay, yeah, I got you.
I really like what I'm seeing right here. She's not taking it too seriously. She had a little bit of a bobble there, but she just
There
went
she
back
goes.
and regrouped. I hope she trusts her grip, trusts
Yeah.
that strength.
She should. I mean, she
Yep.
rock climbs. She's a very active person. These birdhouses are within her skill set. She just
Absolutely.
needs to stay organized and stay out of her own head. Trust
Yep.
her muscles. Trust her fingers. That's it.
Nice.
There we go. That's what. Oh,
And-
come on.
Okay.
And there she goes. Nope. You can land on it. You don't have
Here
to
it
crane
is.
it. There you go. Good job, Heather. Way to put it all together. So if you're wondering about Heather's, if you follow her on Instagram, she's a big proponent of advocating for rare diseases. She calls herself the Rare Ninja.
I've always loved reading through when she does highlights of some of the new treatments and therapies that are coming out for these diseases. It's really, really fascinating. It's quite a few diseases I had no idea existed. And we see that rock climbing strength helping her out right here.
Absolutely.
I wonder if she's going to go for the Lachey. It looks like she's trying to figure out how to
Trying
line
to
up
find
her
room
hips.
on that hold, yeah, to get her
There we
second
go.
hand there. Yep. There you go. Now she's got to get her legs underneath her.
Legs underneath, throw the chest forward.
Oh.
And not
Yeah.
quite enough momentum. We can't really see from this angle where her hips were in the air, but it didn't look like she had
She
quite
needed a
enough.
little bit more pop,
Yep.
just a little bit more to get up there. Well, certainly you mentioned Heather's Instagram, and if you follow her at all, you would know she's a big fan of surfing, horseback riding. She loves to travel. So certainly not a one-trick ninja pony. It's a part of her life, but very well-rounded. We're going to see her training partner and boyfriend Mark a little bit later, who is watching intently from the sideline.
Getting a
over
little
there.
advanced beta.
I guess, yeah. Well, he's going to need it to keep up with some of the big names we have coming up in our elite division a little later. Obviously, Truebecker on the list, John Godbout are big, front runners in the elite division. Always threats. But then Josh Levin making an appearance later.
What?
Yeah. Saw him sign up last night. Oh,
What?
Luke Dillon is in the field
Josh
as well.
Levin is coming back to the NNL?
He might just be coming back to Action Athletics. I don't know.
Oh,
Maybe-
man. Now, he
Maybe
hasn't
he
really
is.
been on the ninja scene for quite a few years. I want to say season 9.
Yeah, I think he's been working with USA Climbing.
Yeah.
He was leading up to the Olympics, and maybe now that the Olympics was over, he has a little bit of time.
I might have to stick around for the elite division today.
I'm very excited to see Josh. We definitely miss him.
All right, I have a fun story about Josh Levin, but first, let's talk about our next athlete, Brittany Coy, here on the course.
Yeah, she says she loves rollerblading and boxing. Hopefully not both at the same time. That would be, you'd probably do well on a game show with
Yeah.
a skill set like that.
Now, I was talking to her outside. She's from 14 Ninjas, new to competition.
Come on, get back to those boxes. Get to the
it
boxes.
looks like...
There you go. There you go. There you go. There
good,
you go. Nice.
Good.
Get it. Get it. No, you got to step on it. Step on the top. Reset. Reset. Reset.
And this is that. I hope she
And
doesn't
she's
give
gotta
up here.
fight.
She's got a lot of fight. She's got a
Gotta
lot of
fight.
fight. I heard
Oh,
her
she's a
talk
boxer.
about...
Oh.
I think she's a coach down at Forte. I heard them
Oh,
talking
okay.
about their style. And she said, I just tell the kids, you've already fallen before. You know what it feels like, so just go for it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a good way to go about it. We're going to see Dave Vergara, I guess her fellow employee down there at Forte, a little later. He he wasn't in the elite division. Like, he competed
No,
adult.
yeah, he competed
and
adult.
I want to say that he
Did
he
really,
win?
really well.
Yeah, like
It was
his
an
name was at the
excellent-
top of the podium quite a bit. So
Top of the podium. Finals didn't go quite as well for him. He was pretty... I want to say that he almost cleared stage 1, and definitely was one of my favorites to do so. But has just had a really, really phenomenal comeback since he actually dislocated his shoulder at Vitality
Yes, I
in
remember
season
that.
4.
Yep.
Or no, season 5. Yeah, it was season 5 that happened.
yeah, I do remember him being down for the count for a bit. Oh, oh, oh.
Oh,
Yeah, just steps
almost.
over the top. You know, it's funny. As you go further and further up the food chain, or age groups, when they're little, 6 to 8 age group, you expect a lot of new competitors to
Yeah.
the sport, right? Even 9 to 10, so you expect a lot of new competitors to the sport. And then there's sort of this gap with like the preteens and teens, and there's like a lot of experience there. A lot of kids who
Yeah.
have been doing ninja for a long time, and young adults as well. And then you get back into the adults, and that's when you see like a lot of first-time competitors
Yeah.
coming into the adult division.
Oh, look at that. Made
Well
the
done.
grab.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And so you have these adults that are just getting into the sport for the first time, which is fantastic, mixed up with a lot of experience. Somebody like Dave who's been doing it for a while, and so maybe they get better faster.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I've been.
The thing is, you gotta go big.
I'm processing that statement. Maybe they get better faster. I definitely think it depends on your experience as an athlete.
Wow. That was
A
good.
lot of power.
Yeah,
I
right?
really
That's-
like what I've seen out of Brittany. Like for her to get the grab on the boomerangs over there, that's not an easy grab.
Sure.
Because they rotate on 2 different axes.
They do.
You also doing that?
So she was, maybe a little unpolished, but
just let me know what you want.
that's all
Good
stuff you can
potential.
clean up very quickly. Yeah.
Just trying to get this.
Next up, we got Bobby O'Neill. Run into a Blink-182 classic. Love that. Bobby is. Oh no, wait. No, we got Leah.
It's
All
Leah.
Leah, sorry.
So Leah did
Jumped-
arrive.
Jumped ahead. Good.
Now, is this the... Yes, I was talking to Leah outside, also from Forte. She has competed before. I think she's done a couple of Ninas.
Yeah, she said last year she did RNL. Oh, there we go. Noah just pulled up the information on every competitor and what they competed. So yeah, season 6, she did TA Fitness Plymouth, and now here she is in season 7. But she did a couple of RNLs last year as well.
Looks like she had a tough time on the birdhouses over there.
Thanks, Noah. Data.
Our
Always
stat
love
man.
the data. And if you'll notice, I don't know if you've been watching the live stream, seeing the graphics pop up on the right-hand side of our live stream here. Classic throwback to Sasuke with the green and the red clicking through. That's another member of the Ninja Works crew, the brainchild of young Caleb Bittner, who's now manning the switchers over there.
Fantastic.
The booth here is getting pretty full. We got DJ ZK pulling the tunes for everybody. Noah the stat man, and we also
Oh,
ooh,
look at
nice,
that.
Leah.
Did you hear that grunt right
Yeah,
before
that
she
was
threw
big
it?
throw, big
She
throw.
knew that was a try-hard moment. That's what I call those moments in the courses where you really got to give it everything you got to make sure you clear.
Absolutely, good for her. Wow.
Fantastic.
So we got to give a big shout out to a very special first couple of Ninja Works here. Today is Carl and Renata's anniversary, and they are
Happy
spending it
anniversary,
here with
guys.
us, and we couldn't be happier to have them in the booth. We are
man.
honored to have the
The
entire
illustrious-
Ninja Works family here with us. Man, it's humbling. It's humbling to see the whole crew work together, and man, the stuff we're capable of doing.
I'm getting teary-eyed.
I know, a
over
lot of
here.
these guys are great. But anyway, back to Ninja. Leah looked like she had a little bit of not enough power to get across on the salmon ladder. The shade looked a little tentative there. However, on the conveyor belts, very confident
Good.
and fleet of foot. That was
And
nice.
how much time do we have left on the clock for her? That's one thing that we...
Yeah, we can't see that because we're
Can't
watching the same
see.
live stream that you are. Generally, when they
Yeah.
get to here, it starts ticking down about 10 seconds left.
I would
Looks
say
like
they're
she-
pretty solid on time to have gotten to this point in the
There
course.
it goes, yep. Look at her just manhandle. Look at that shoulder rotation
Casual
on that
arm
last.
hang.
Yeah. So when we were testing that obstacle with Kavanaugh, he had mentioned like it's very odd to feel like you have to crimp grip a UFO and just like and
Absolutely.
static it because you so rarely do that. Looks like we're waiting on Bobby to get himself up to the start line. There he is. Yeah, so he said that's created a bit of a like a new look for an obstacle like that, especially on the continuation.
Yeah, usually when you think of a UFO, you just think of reaching over the top and making sure that you're centered to it. But
Wow.
having one that small,
Now, Bobby
Definitely
O'Neill's
changed it.
ninja resume
Wow.
is substantial. I mean, season 4, 5, He made it to NNL Worlds in Season 5. Season 6, qualified. So Bobby likes to get out to these qualifiers and mix it up. I mean, last season obviously extended. There was tons of events going on. Yeah.
To go to. Yeah.
Now we're back to a more manageable schedule for those of us who want to make travel plans or have children.
I know. I'm trying to figure out when I can go out to California to visit my my friend out there. And I'm like, maybe I just need to time it with a competition.
There you go. And qualify in
Qualify in California. Although you cannot compete in multiple regions
That's
this
right.
year. So,
Yeah,
or
just
you can
multiple
compete in multiple
regionals,
regions,
yeah.
but can't compete in multiple regionals.
Yeah.
But I think we'll see what happens. I know they had talked about scheduling regionals all on the same weekend, but I hope they don't do that. 'Cause then the people who are running the regionals don't get to compete.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That was what I left in my survey.
Gotcha. Well, those surveys are very important, and we know that the NNL looks at the data and makes
Yeah,
real
absolutely.
decisions based on it. So, if you guys have surveys in your inbox, fill them out. Meanwhile, while we were, bantering back and forth so seamlessly, Bobby O'Neill
Bobby's-
pulled himself into first place.
His run is still live right now.
Yeah, absolutely. A minute 14 left. This will be the test. I've seen Bobby run plenty of times. I know he's confident on the things like the pizza cutters /
And just had one hand too far back on the front side
Yep.
of the boomerang.
That's
Popped
exactly
that up.
what it was.
That was tricky for some of the young adults too to find that balance.
Yeah, every time, we throw an event here, I try to give people a new look, a new obstacle, like a few years back when we had the Astro Gliders, and obviously expect that when you introduce a new obstacle, you'll get some people who it just makes sense to them right away, and then some people just look at it and go,
What
I
is
don't even know
going
what
on?"
to do with this. The Boomerangs, I thought, hit a happy medium.
Yeah.
The wing nuts have been around for a while now and had become kind of a staple, but we just wanted to take a new look at it and see if we could add something, a different element. I love things that move and rotate.
Makes body control extremely important, which I think is becoming more and more important as the season or as the sport progresses. There's a whole bunch of different skills. You used to be able to do pretty well if you were just a rock climber, or do pretty well if you were just a gymnast, but now with all of the different sorts of obstacles and everything integrated, you really need to be a well-rounded ninja athlete
For sure.
in order to be successful in the sport.
I'm a huge fight fan, and I watch a lot of MMA, and that's exactly what happened with that sport. You go back in the late 90s when it was UFC 1, 2, 3, you just had guys from different disciplines that were all coming together. But then all of a sudden you had this emergence of the MMA athlete, the mixed martial artist that had a skill set that spanned. That's not even a word. Come on, English major.
Come on, Megan.
Get those abs
Oh,
going.
I hope she doesn't give up here.
Come on. Yes,
Yeah, there
managed
it
to do it
is.
with the butt. Let's see, she was an NNL World Championship Stage 1 competitor last year, Season 5. She competed in 3 different events last season. Did some RNLs in Season 3 as well.
It looks like the bird cages were a little out of her wheelhouse at the moment.
Okay. Well, it looks like she's training down at TA Fitness. So she's got good coaches down there for sure. She's got Lucas on her sideline. So many good athletes come out of TA Fitness. Actually, in our last age division, Jacob Arnstein, Guat Ninja.
Oh, crushed it.
Yeah, absolutely. The only finisher. Oh, she found the Mario hack. She just found the warp zone. Oh, I'm just gonna go straight over to the conveyor belt.
I didn't know there
Straight
was a
to level
pipe there.
7. Pew, pew, pew. Iron Woman. Let's see if she gave us any. Nope, didn't give us any information about what her ninja nickname means, but okay. That's Sherry, for those of you guys who are wondering. We have
Waiting on an Ultimate Obstacles athlete to show up on time. I'm a very disappointed coach right now. Uh-oh.
Catching some shade from Mary.
I stayed for you. Brian.
Oh,
Oh,
couldn't
man.
be bothered to show up on time. Tisk,
That is
tisk,
okay.
Brian. Tisk.
That is okay.
Tisk.
Now, some fun facts for Brian when he goes on his run. He did injure his elbow at training on Thursday, so we'll have to see how that impacts him.
Okay.
But
So let me ask you, because you've watched a lot of runs over the last, since you've been known as the commentator ninja,
Yeah,
kind of established yourself as the voice of the sport.
thank you.
Yeah. My question is, on the salmon ladder transfer, obviously one of the first ninja skills that people get is a
Yes.
4-foot lache.
Right.
the gap between the salmon ladder is 4 feet as well, except you're carrying the bar. What, to you, is the biggest difference why we've seen so many athletes struggle with that skill who can, probably, if not definitely, throw a 4-foot lâché?
You're not throwing the bar behind you. You're carrying it with you. I think that's the biggest difference. I remember when someone was first training me on how to do a salmon ladder transfer, they said, what's the biggest lâché you've ever done? And I said, 8 feet. And they said, okay, throw an 8-foot lâché.
Absolutely.
And it really does, it changes the motion because, you don't have the ability to throw the bar behind you and then reach forward, which can add to your momentum. So it's just, it seems like the same technique, but it really isn't.
That's right. 2 different skills. But
All
people
right.
naturally put them in the same bucket.
I am going to hop out of the commentator box at this point because I have an athlete that's running in a few.
Okay, well, we
I may hop
appreciate
back very at the end,
That's fine.
depending
We'll
on
be
where
here.
Brian ends up in the run order. But it's been an absolute pleasure. And
Wonderful.
let's see what Dave's got
Yep.
for the course.
Thanks, Mary. All right, we'll pick up young Dave Vergara here on birdhouses. Dave had made quite a mark last season. As Mary and I were saying, let's get a look at the stat sheet here from Noah, season 5. Oh my gosh, he has competed all over last year. Do I have to scroll down at all, or is it on the same thing? His resume is so long. Oh my God. Yeah, made it to stage 2 last year at Worlds. Skills competed there as well. Looks like he competed in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. My gosh, over a dozen competitions. He was here for both our first and second qualifier. We had 2 qualifiers last year? Oh, skills was the second one. Gotcha. Well, right now he's on the course and he's about 20 seconds ahead of Bobby O'Neill's time. Not really surprising. Like we said, Dave is another New England Ninja Association coach. He coaches the Forte Ninja team. I've always been a big proponent of those who can coach. Can be. Oh, man, you can tell he wanted that one. But Dave is a great coach to his kids down at Forte. And when you're coaching, you see courses a different way. It's almost like getting that third-person perspective. You see how other people's bodies moves. Oh, my God. Hanging on with one arm on the frog lips / froggy deliveries. That is not an easy task, man. That is, like I said, this guy's strong. He was cruising too. I believe he's still in first place, even with that. Really, Carter Smith
He's gonna turn him off for the later waves.
could
though,
potentially
for
catch
the
him, or
waves.
Brian. Brian still has yet to run. He was scheduled earlier in the run order, but he was running a little late today. Nice. Look at Dave on these UFOs. So controlled.
Pretty chill. 7 of them.
Oh man, he was way up in the air on that one. I think he almost hit his knees on the bottom of that UFO.
The adults now.
So, a little frustration out of him, but he's a competitor. In 5 minutes from now, he won't even be thinking about it when he's standing on the podium in some capacity, because I think there's only 1 more or 2 more behind him. So he's guaranteed. He looks pretty gassed. He is guaranteed a podium spot. So really can't be disappointed with that performance. When you put yourself in a position to podium, nothing wrong with that.
Just trying to hit these angles.
All right, next up we have Robin. Mary, you see her hopping out there on the floor to be on Robin's sideline. I believe Robin's pretty new to the sport. Now, there you go. She gets right back to the step. Good for her. Rotation, the inside track. Got to get those legs on. Get your butt to it. Yes, there she is. Okay. Big pullbacks there. Oh, come on. Stick with it. Stick with it. So Robin competed quite a bit last season. Everywhere from Connecticut, a lot of New England Ninja gyms, Ultimate, TA Plymouth. 3 times at TA Plymouth last year. And I do remember her from, I believe, our qualifier, as Mary and I were talking about. New to the sport, but has the ability to learn quickly. Situations like this, see, now she would have known, if she had a little bit more experience, to hold on to that ring and get a big pullback. But then when you do that, you also have to account for your grip strength. So if you don't have the grip strength, like there, yep, that's probably what she was worried about, to hold on with one hand and pump with something behind you, that can really affect the decisions that you make. And anyone who's tried to make decisions on a ninja course while hanging 10 feet up in the air, feeling the grip taxing in their hands and their whole body going into panic mode, you don't always make the best decisions in those situations. You draw it up in your head, but woo. Good fall, good fall. That's why those mats are 10 feet long. Let's see. It says here, Robin likes to build anything, and she throws javelin in track and field. I'm not fellow track and field athlete there, Noah. Javelin throw. Do you have any javelin throwers on your team? That's awesome. I never got into the field events. Probably would have been a hell of a shot putter. I feel like I could chuck that ball out there pretty far. Pretty good at putting on weight, you know, lots of power. So this is a tall order for Robin, this obstacle here. She's getting herself forward on it. That's it. She's got the grips on those pizza cutters is super mellow. But, oh, man. I don't think I've seen anybody fall this good all weekend. She wins the prize for the best sequence of falls. Just straight out of the sky. She got one front, one back. She's done her compulsory falls. Now let's see if she can add some artistic expression on the boomerangs here. One more time. See, her feet landed first there, which is what we want to do. Protect the rest of your body. All right, next up, Nicky Mcdonald, a former Action Ninja 101 participant here at Action team member. She's now training down at Vitality, and it was her. This is her second season competing in NNL. She was selected for A&W last season, but you know, as COVID affects lives, just got screened out because of a close contact. Wasn't allowed to actually compete on the show. I was really bummed about that. I mean, it's one of those things where, like, you know, she was vaccinated. She works in the nursing industry. She's passionate about raising breast cancer awareness and caring for breast cancer CA patients. It's just part of her industry. So she's fully vaccinated, but the producers were just kind of said, not worth the risk. We can't do it. And I feel like it was a big loss on their part. She is an absolute monster of an athlete. She has a really high athlete IQ. She was a collegiate basketball player, tremendous competitor. She's got a drive to compete that's when it comes out, it's really intense. And, I mean, look at the musculature in her legs. You can tell she's got so much power. I haven't seen a competitor who can turn it on like Nicky probably since Flex Lebrecht. She's the person that comes to mind when it comes to, like, well, when it's game time, and you can tell right now she moved herself into first place. Made it to stage 2 at World Championships last year. Again, as I say, no surprise. That we talk about that athlete IQ. She sees things very quickly, is able to adapt, has tremendous confidence in her skills. Remember, we were doing parking lot workouts last year, trying to, you know, adapt to COVID. And we're outside jumping rope, and I've got seasoned A&W competitors and NNL competitors, kids half her age, out there training, and she's doing jump rope like, you know, RPMs that are through the roof and just blowing everybody out of the water. We're doing parking lot sprints, and Nicky is oof. But the one chink in the armor, if she sees an obstacle that she hasn't seen before that might freak her out a little bit, she's not willing to risk injury, you know, to really go full send on something. I mean, she's a mom to 2 kids, 2 lovely kids. Her daughter Emmeline competes for our Action team. She's not about to put herself in you know, unnecessary harm's way just to try to get something that she really can't visualize. This seems a little bit more palatable. I think she can get this. Oof, got one hand in the 8-inch. And she just wants more obstacles in the time that's covered. She just wants to make sure she gets that. Great run out of Nicky. That's in first place for the women. And deservedly so. A real, I mean, eight obstacles, 6 obstacles. It's fine print up there. It's a small office. 6? Oh, I can see it on the director's screen. There you go. I gotta get my glasses out. Man, am I getting that old? All right, now here comes Carter Smith. And Carter. He didn't touch the rope. We talked about that. We talked about that in the walkthrough. I even gave him an anecdotal. I'm going to burpee the crap out of this kid at practice on Tuesday. Are you kidding me? But if anybody who knows Carter knows that that's Carter. The guy is one of the most athletically gifted and skilled ninjas I've ever had the pleasure to coach. He's a monster. But I equate him to a drag race car. He's a 900 horsepower, Camaro that just wants to eat up asphalt. But when things go sideways, he has trouble keeping it between the curbs. So I'll tell you a fun story about Carter. I'm driving down the street the other day in Medfield, and I see this person running on the wrong side of the road, and I go, I swear to God, that's Carter, but I'm in Medfield. I'm at least 10 miles away from the gym, 8 miles away from the gym. Carter lives right near the gym. There's no way. And so I stop by the Stage 4 shop and talk to the guys and then continue on further down the road, and I see this person again, and I swear it looks exactly like Carter. So I come into practice later that night, and Carter comes walking in. I say, Carter, you're never going to believe I saw somebody who looked exactly like you running in Medfield today. And he goes, oh, yeah, Coach, I just got to tell you, my legs are not going to be real good tonight at practice. I decided to run a half marathon with no training. He just literally woke up in the morning and said, I feel like running, and just took off. and ran the half marathon. That's the thing. He did it. This guy's got this Mickey Mantle gene. I don't know what it is. It's just like, that's Carter in a nutshell. Yeah, we absolutely love him. He's also a stock trader, Boy Scout. He plays chess. He's just one of the most. Phone's ringing. If I could take, whatever Carter's got and put it in a bottle and sell it, I'd be a billionaire. Apparently somebody heard me talking about Carter and they want to know about him, so they're ringing us up. This kid's going places, that's for sure. This run, I got to be honest with you here. I feel like Dave Vergara dodged a bullet, because if Carter had kept it together through those first few obstacles, he would have blown the doors off to those boomerangs. Not that Dave doesn't deserve it in any way, shape, or form. He certainly does. But anything can happen with Carter. Oh, man. The kid is the heart and soul of... he's 18. He's an adult. And he doesn't even compete in the youth division anymore. But he's the heart and soul of this team. Between he and Shane, this team has so much character. I absolutely love these guys. All right. Brian finally made it to come see us. Look at the muscles on Brian. He is just flexing all over this course. Straight from the car. I managed to complete the first 2 obstacles, so he's moving up the leaderboard fairly quickly. Look at this guy. Moving like an animal. Do we have any stats on Brian? He didn't give me much to go on in his profile, but I wish Mary was here to talk about him. She said she had stories, but she's out there on his sideline right now, so we can't get any inside information on the dude. Yeah, competed quite a bit. Started in Season 5, mostly at Ultimate Obstacles. Only ventured away from there twice, once for here in Season 6, and then once to Vitality. So he's taking the high road here. Maybe a little bit of... He didn't get a chance to see some of the other competitors. Oh, no. Athletically speaking, this guy is exceptional. He's got a great farmer's tan, too.
It's like pull and reach.
But not being able to see that beta and like see what some of the other ninjas was doing definitely hurt him a bit. It looks like he and Simon could be brothers. As he just went past, like the. You guys look a little bit alike. Like he could be a Milgram. The tall, athletic Milgram. The tallest Milgram ever. Well, no, I'm just saying the smaller. Yeah, it's still athletic. Very much athletic. Look at that. Wow. He's like the tall brother you guys never had. He's tall. He's tall by any objective measure. He's taller than I am. Yeah. He looks like he could be. Well.
Hey.
Exactly. That's the idea. Oh, here's more beta and more missing the walkthrough for Brian, where he just couldn't. Maybe Mary didn't tell him, or he didn't realize he could lift that bar up before he threw it across. Okay, time's ticking down. And got through that one, no problem, but just times out on the 3-4 defense. So that is going to do it for our adult division. Brian, our final runner. We are going to give away some hardware here and see how that all panned out. So please join us for Elites. It's going to happen in a little over half an hour, about 38 minutes. Top of the hour at 4 o'clock. We will rejoin you with an Elite course. We'll see you then.